Good week. It's been a pretty good week here. We've gotten a lot done on the layout. You're not going to see a whole bunch up on the top. I was working on the lower level this week, but we're going to go over all of that here pretty soon and show you how this has really expanded. And you can probably see some of it, glimpse some of it down by my right leg, my lower area. But we'll get to showing you all of it that we did. It was kind of a trial this week. We had some accidents with things. And that was my stupidity. Fortunately, it didn't break things beyond being able to be fixed, but we'll show you all of that too. And that was just being dumb. So, but you know, it is what it is. But there was also some, not complications, but having to work through. I buy the planking that I use on the layout. It's all a standard size, and it's for some reason this week these pieces weren't cut uniformly. So when I made my benchwork, it was off. So I had to do a bunch of cutting, a bunch of extra stuff, and lining things up. So it was just kind of a challenge this week. I didn't get nearly as far as I thought I was going to. I did get quite a ways, but because of the extra work I had to put on this, I wasn't able to get to a whole lot up over here on the city. I did start a building. The big one that we had, I think I showed it last week, the front face of it, but I've got 3/4 of it put together. I'll show it here pretty soon too. We will get to all of that. We will get to what's coming up. I've got a few things just here and there that we will discuss. And as always, we will happy to answer any questions that you might have on anything that you're going to see here or anything that's happened. It's been a very busy week for the channel. We had some videos that we did, and I'll show you some of the stuff that we did off of that. We had some videos we did, I guess it came out on Wednesday, that we went over to Menards, which is a home improvement store. If you don't have Menards in your area, you haven't heard from them. It's like a Home Depot or a Lowe's, and they put up all their Christmas toys for the year, and every year they bring out fantastic HO and O scale animated and lighted buildings that are already pre-built, and they're gorgeous. So we put a video up on that, and it just went crazy this week. So I want to thank everybody that watched that video, or actually I guess it was 3 videos on it. We've got another one coming for some automobiles and regular cars, so that'll be probably up today, a little later today. So those just did fantastically well. The long videos, which are the horizontal videos in our video section, are the ones that we're really trying to work on right now, so that we can get this to a point where we don't have to charge anything for the channel, because we'll get the monetization from YouTube on it. So those have been doing really well the past week, and we just hope you guys will keep watching and going to those long videos. And if there's some back there that you haven't seen yet, because we've got some excellent run videos in our long videos. They're not very long. Everything's like 1 to 3 minutes, so it's just a little bit more than a short. So if you'll watch those for us, we would really appreciate it. All right, so we'll get going here on this, and you can probably see a little bit of a hint as to where some damage came from. I no longer have some scaffolding sitting here, or some base pieces sitting there. So we'll show you that here. What I'll do is I'll do like I normally do. I'll pick it up and I'll start the upper level and showing you everything that has gone on here. Along with, then we'll start, now we can actually say I'm going to start showing you lower level stuff, because the lower level is now coming into play. So we will get going on that, and then when we get to it, if you have any questions, let me know. And you can see we got a few things, like I said. So I'm going to grab the camera, and we're going to get started on it. All right, so as you can see, this area has not changed a whole lot. We have brought out more buildings, like for example, we added in the post office right here. I still haven't defined where the blocks are going to be just yet, so things are probably going to move around from where they are. But we do have, I think they're in the back street back there, but we actually have the post office trucks, and we're going to have, this is going to be a parking lot back here, and we will have all the, well, not all, but we'll have like 3 or 4 postal trucks all lined up, loading and getting ready to go, and we'll put some mailboxes out front out here. So this is new. So I guess really shouldn't say there isn't a lot of new. There actually is some good stuff here. I've finally got all my roof panels done, so they're all just waiting to be installed, which will be done after I put the window glazings in. Let me get these out of the way right here. Okay, so now you can see down here, this is going to be a small parking lot since we're going to have the big parking lot over here, but we do want a drop-off area for the hospital. So this will be a small parking lot right here. Then we got a bowling alley. So we're starting to get out away from, the more office type things and getting into more of the entertainment type, because we've got so we got the bowling alley, and then right here, this is a video store. And this is really cool. This has got a ledge that goes right here, that wraps around that right there. And then it has letters that say bowling on each side. So those are going to be fun to paint and have that all detailed out. So we have this, and then we've got a video rental store, which obviously is no longer, nobody really has video rentals. We just had our last video rental store, I think, shut down this past year here. It was a family video and looks very similar to this with this front, so that worked out pretty good. Then we have a food mart, or a food market, but now it's a Foo Marti. So I don't know if anybody of you ever seen Corner Gas. It's a great sitcom that came out of Canada, and this is the store. This is the exact front of their food market, and that's how it was. It just says Foo Marti on it. So even though it said food market on here, I went ahead and cut the letters off and puttied over the raised areas. So that's just a little nod to that show, which is one we really liked. Nothing has really changed back here on the elevated yet. I was meaning this week to get to this, but the bench work down below took me a lot longer than I was expecting, like I said. Coming over to here. Okay, so let me get the stool out of the way here. I just threw a couple of these cars out here for just. I've been talking about the graffiti that I've been doing. I've started to sell some of these cars. Well, I have not started to. I've been selling a lot of these cars actually, and I've got a bunch more. I'll bring out a few every now and then and show them off. Now, I had talked about this last week. This is the Dash 9. It's a C44-9 that I have converted into a B unit. This was an undecorated shell from Rail Power Products, and I took one of their dummy noses and I put on there. You'll see it when it comes around. But this is, I'm going to just get a standard power unit for this, probably a Santa Fe, so that it's already silver for a base to begin with. If I need to repaint it, I will, but I might not, because this silver right here, this really matches the Athearn silver really well. So as you can see, what I do is I've got my grills all painted with weathering on them, and I don't know, no, I haven't finished the decals yet. I've got to put the numbers on the front of this, so there's still a little bit of decaling left to go, and of course all the details. I've got to put all of the grab irons that go up and on the tops and everything, and of course all the handrails and all that. So I don't think I didn't put the numbers on this yet. I haven't given the classification yet. So you can see that's got all the nice grill work in there, and I've got all the detail packets to finish doing it all. It'll get the full treatment with the air hoses, MUs, all that lift rings, the whole works. So this is no longer, people are going to look at this and say, why do you still have the air conditioning unit on there? We don't. That's not an air conditioning unit. That, if you notice when it comes back around, that it actually has the grill gone. So I just like how that is when you have the handrails on it going up and over, because I've got a grab iron steps that go up and over the front and back of that. Let me get a light on here so you can see the side just a little bit better. There we go. So I just like the look of the handrails when they go up over that top. So that's why I've left it the way it is. I just covered up the grill, so it's not that anymore. So I've gotten questions about that in the past. Why'd you do that? But nobody's really noticed that the vent isn't there anymore. So that's so this is coming. This is one of my kit bash jobs for a fantasy paint scheme. And here you can see now as it comes around. We'll let the light hit it here in a sec. There we go. You can see there's nothing on the side plate right here. So, but I love how the handrails come up, go like that across there. So I just left it. I could have cut the whole thing off and patched the side, but I like that as an extra detail. So that's that being said, I'll have that probably finished in the next month or two. I've had this project going on for probably about a year now. All right, so then here you can see we've got the beginning of the silos for the elevator that's going to be back here. That's going to hide most of this back thing. These are actually what were left cut off. That I cut off some legs for some shelves because I needed to shrink them down to go underneath the benchwork below. So I just repurposed of these. So I'll probably put one more here, and then I'm probably going to put maybe two more here, and then another tunnel opening going under through here and here that disappears back under for the bridge to come across. And then over here, I'll probably put a pack of three, and then the tower will be here. And then coming across right here is going to be all of the piping that comes off the main tower, the conveyor stuff that with all of the pipes that go down into the tops. So it's going to be quite the elevator back here. But now I can finally visually, you can and I can start to see how that's going to look with the background back there. So I think it's going to look really good. It's going to just take up that whole thing, and it's going to give me kind of a hidden staging back there by the time I get done with it. So nothing really has changed over at this end because of everything I was doing. We are picking up the pink foam this week to finish this up right over here. So I get this shelf out. These are all going to be gone by the end of the month, and I can just take the shelf off and we can start working on the mountain. So that's all progressing. We'll be progressing nicely here fairly soon. Okay, so that's it for the upper part. So now I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to readjust this a little bit so you can see underneath. And I'm going to step back. Okay, so here's what I did this week. Here is the lower area. So this is all this planking stuff that I get. This is that particle board. We get this at Menards in their shelf section. That these are all pieces that aren't being that came out of. I think they came out of like the furniture, and these are pieces that for some reason or another they had a little bit of damage to them, which I don't care about because foam's going on top. So I picked all of these up for 99 cents a board. They're 4 foot by a foot, so you can see right here this is nothing in expense. And so this is coming around here, and I brought all of this over to here. And all that's left, I've already got bracing in here. I'm going to put bracing in over here on the wall. And it's at the level that it'll be sitting on top of the window sill and coming out to this depth right here and going all the way across over to here. And then the one piece will be coming behind my desk over here. So, and right here, we're going to, underneath here, I'm going to Velcro all underneath here. And we're going to put, this will be up probably before the next one. So I just don't like how this looks. So we're going to be putting a cloth of some sort, Velcroed cloth right here underneath the slip to hide all of this. So all you're going to see, the focus will always be on the layout. You won't have any other distractions. And when I get rid of this shelf up here, when all of these things get put down on the shelving over here that's going to be underneath, then this shelf will be coming off, and I'll be able to put the big backdrops back up here. Now, by going with the height of the window, I was able to drop this from where the old table height used to be, which was at the same height as what I work on. I've actually been able to gain about 6 inches in height off the wall or, all the way around. So that'll make it for a really nice sized area. Let me get down here a little bit so you can kind of see the height of how this is going to be. There we go. Now, all those brackets from the upper shelf, that'll all be hidden by the backdrops. You're never going to see any of that, but you can see how that's a fairly nice, so if you go by the blue car right there, you can see how tall that is. And that's going to be a good thing because this whole area, I really love cityscapes. So this whole wall, all the way from here, all the way over to here, that's all going to be city. And we're going to do this in a layering fashion. We're going to put HO buildings in the front, or midway to the front. I'm going to have street running, lower buildings. And then as we go further back, I'm going to go smaller in gauge so that it looks like there's smaller and smaller buildings all the way back. So you'll have HO in the front, and then you'll have N, and then we'll probably have T. So that it'll give you a real sense of depth, even though it isn't. It's only 2 feet deep. It'll look like it's a city that goes all the way back. And we'll probably bring that around right here. Now you're going to say, oh, this is terrible. It is terrible. I'm not going to disagree with that. But we have yet to put the corner angle like this piece is right here, which will encase this basically in wood. And then we're going to do a wider building that's going to go all the way up to about here, and we'll paint a little bit of blue sky at the top so that when we're doing videos of the trains, all you're going to see is buildings. There'll be none of this here. The same thing for this and for these over here. They'll all be contained inside buildings or structures, industry, something. It could even be a smokestack or something. I don't know, but it's going to depend. This is all going to be hidden. You're never going to see any of that. And then over here, we're going to have the city kind of continue out over here. And somewhere over here, we're going to do some sort of a diesel service facility. I was going to do the transfer table, but that thing is just so big with that engine shop that it's just too huge. Because I would like to have all the rest of the details with it, with the sand towers, fueling rack, all those kind of things in this area right here, so we can have diesel sitting out, being serviced, and it'll look just really good. So then what happens is, so the track will be coming along the front here. Probably one track will come on this side of the building, one track will go on the back side of the building. They'll come here together. They're going to come back to the back here, and then we're going to make our big swing. It's going to come right here, and then that's going to go right across over to here, which you can't see right now because this desk, it will be out a foot where the board behind will be, and all this will be cleared out of here, and we'll have the area that we'll hook up to right here that then will curve and go back behind the table. So that's how that's all going to work. This is all coming within the next month. We'll have all this bench work in. This over here will be done tomorrow. All this bench work to here will be done tomorrow, probably middle of next week. We'll have all the bench work back behind the desk right there, the work table. So that'll all be done. Then we're getting 1/2-inch pink foam for this because where it's city, I don't really need to make those undulations so much. I can do a few little things here and there before we put the fascia on. Since it just needs to be mostly flat for all of the structures, that'll work just fine. So that also saves us a ton of money. A pink sheet of this 1/2-inch at Menards, a 4-foot by 8-foot is only $11. So this is only 2 foot going back here, so that's only half a sheet. So we can basically go, so we have 16 feet. If you take and you cut that pink in half and you do the 2 foot out of it, so that means we can run 16 feet of this, which should take us probably all the way out over to about in here somewhere before we run out of that sheet. So that's not bad to have all the pink foam up here for $11. And that'll just allow us to, and the thing about that being the thinner is I can go ahead and I can start laying track immediately. Since this is street running, there won't be any road bed here, and the other is an elevated, so there won't be any road bed. So I can just nail straight down through the pink with a little bit longer of a finishing nail for the track, and I can go straight into this stuff right here so that I can set all of the track in place. And I can kind of play around with it a little bit until we get to the point of starting to paint this like we're going to do the top like I talked about last time. The pink on here will be all painted the asphalt color, and then we'll be building the blocks up, the sidewalk and blocks up with the .040 styrene, and we'll just be cutting those for the block sections to set the buildings on. So then that'll just be a step down onto the pink surface. So that'll work really well. So that's what that is. All right, so now we're going to talk about some of the things we got this week that we just picked up for the layout for both the HO and the N, and I'm just going to come over here a little bit. Okay, so if you watch the video that we had on the Menards, like I just talked about a minute ago, we did a video on their train stuff, but we also did a video on all of their CAT equipment. And these we picked up this week. We picked these up on the day we filmed those. This is all HO. This is a little larger than N scale. This is 1/144th. But this is going to be for my granite mine, my quarry. The open quarry I'm going to have where I've talked about it up there in that corner where we're going to have that big disc, the big circular disc that has the buckets on it that just grinds into and just pulls out. Well, we've got a loader here for it, And then I got 3 of these. And even though they're a little bit bigger, I think that's actually okay because these type of trucks, these, well, dump trucks, I guess, in the mines are usually very large. They're not your standard size. So even being a little bit bigger, I think these will actually work really, really well for an open pit. Nobody's even going to notice the difference, even if like there's a little in-scale guy standing next to it, and this seems a little bit bigger. It's not even going to be really noticeable. So we got 3 of those for the. That's about all the room I'm going to have. If at the end of the season there's some left and they've got them on sale, I mean they're only $2.99 a piece anyway. But I know this is what I'm going to need to have for sure for these right here. But if they go on sale and I can pick some up for, maybe 30-40% off after the holiday, I'll go ahead and grab some more of these. Okay, so then for the HO side, I bought a lot of these for loads for cars, rail cars, flat cars, and I'm just going to weather this stuff up. But I may just wind up doing some weathering on these, and doing a little bit of weathering on these. So this is a grader, and I got 2 of these. I really like this, and it's shifted on me a little bit. I'm going to have to recenter that because I'm just going to store these for a while. So we got 2 of those, and I am going to probably, I'm going to have some kind of industry over on this wall over here, so I may do something that's going to require this kind of equipment anyway. So it actually works out pretty good. Oh, I guess I got 3 of them. Oh, okay, so I bought 3. So I didn't even know how many you bought. These were pretty cheap also for what you get versus what these things cost, like from I can't remember the name of the big manufacturers of these things. I used to carry a bunch of them. But these were $9.99 each for the truck and load completely. So that's a really pretty good deal because you've got, you see that. And these have got the old style cabs. I got some from years past. They're in storage right now that have the modern cabs. And you can see what we got there. We got 2 of those that have that style. So we got all of that. I'm going to show you what I do with this equipment. Because you know me. I've talked about it many times. I love weathering. Okay? So let me get all this stuff out of the way here. So I'll just go grab, and you just come with me, and I'll just go grab what I've got up here. So we'll just come up here, because I want to do this under a good light anyway. Okay, so here's what I do with these. You can see I don't know how well this is going to come out. I'm going to see if I can get a good shot of it. This is what was on that one low boy. This is I did a really heavy weathering on these for some heavy use. And it came out. I've still got tape on here that I've got to pull off from when I dull coated it. It just hasn't, I haven't gotten to that part yet. You can see that on these windows too. Let me see if I can get here. Oh, here. Maybe that'll be a little better. You can see the weathering a little better on those things. So yeah. So these were all ones just like this, how they came, and then I turned them into this. So we'll just put those back up there. All right. So this, like I said, this goes on over, and we'll have the. Oh, okay. Now we'll show you what was really sad, but it's fixable. Get this out of the way. Let me pull my work chair out of the way. Okay. Let me turn on my light here. So, as you all have seen in the other videos, here's what happened. This dropped that 4 foot to the floor. This really shows actually the strength of this PLA glue that I use, this Bondtech glue. We got this off of Amazon. Couldn't really find anything. We looked specifically for PLA glue, and this is made for it. So put that back there. You can see, I mean, we didn't lose any of these are all applied windows that are on the outside, as is the sheeting, and none of that came off. None of it, with the impact and the force of that, none of that popped off. And you can see the inside, everything looks good. All I have to do is, this glue does not like to be glued onto itself. So I'm going to have to come in here. I'm going to sand this glue off on this edge right here. Otherwise, I won't get it to re-adhere. Well, I can, but it takes a lot longer. And when you're working with stuff this size, it's just easier if it dries a lot quicker. Now, this one, I'm going to have to do this one again as well. I have to do both ends. As you can see here, this has gotten kind of floppy. So I could probably just put a little bead of glue in here and push it back, but that would just be doing the job only halfway, and I want it looking right. So, and when it goes back together, it'll be just fine. You can see it's really not that big a deal. But when I was actually been filming a video on showing the construction of this, but you're not going to see that because I'll tell you the expletives were really flying quite a bit after because I looked over as I was doing the attaching the brace, and I heard this scraping noise, and I just happened to look over, and it was like slow motion. I wasn't close enough to catch it, but I just watched this thing drop straight down to the ground. And yeah, I was cussing the whole way down as it was going down, and I don't like to do that usually. Now I'll show you the base here. This considering how many pieces this is, this really is a testament to this glue right here. Okay, that is all that broke off. That's it. And that was just this little end piece, and I think that's where it impacted. So the only thing that happened was, let's see here, yeah, it was this one. And again, this probably indicates which side it hit on. You can see this one right here got a little loose, so I just got to do a little bit of glue there. Nothing wound up going off of square. It's all perfectly exactly the way it was. So this is, for a drop like that, for a building this size, and for the intricacy of all of this stuff, I'm really relieved on this. So it won't take me much to get it back. It's just, one more thing to have to do. So we'll put that back up here. Put that back up here. This is what took the brunt of the fall, was this car right here and these containers. So when it dragged that whole thing, this was sitting underneath it on the tracks, and it just took everything with it. And I've never put one of these together before. This guy tried putting weights in it. I was going to weight these anyway. You can't even really feel weight in this. So I've got fishing weights. Since I have this apart now, I'll go ahead and I'll replace these with fishing weights and using Fabri-Tac glue, which is great for metal onto plastic. But I think I found all my little bits that popped out. I'm hoping I did. Unfortunately, here on the car itself, I didn't lose any of the little handrails. So that's a plus. I'm just not sure. I guess those go right underneath here. I don't know. I'll have to look at some pictures, but I guess these bolsters right here, I'll just have to look and see, and I may just glue those back in with a super glue just to put them back in place. But there was no, I don't think I'm missing any pieces. I have both pins. I got both pins, I got both trucks, and I got both bolsters, and nothing broken off. So, and these, I wanted to weight this stuff anyway, so I guess it's fine. I'll get it taken care of. And okay, so this must go with the JB Hunt because these got the weights at the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and weight both of them while I've got them apart, and then I'll do that. So that is what that is. So this will get taken care of. I'll be back up on the layout by next time we have our live stream. Our next live stream is going to be next Sunday, but it's if everything goes right, that's going to be a live stream at a train show up in West Bend, Wisconsin. So we got to drive a little bit to get there, but that'll be a good. It's always a good show. We've been to that a few times. So I've got a new building that we're working on here. This is another high rise. I'm going to play around with this one a little bit. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it. This was just kind of an experiment. I'm not sure I'm happy with these windows, but I'm going to play with it a little bit and see what I can come up with. So that'll be coming pretty soon. And of course, I think I showed you the clock tower that goes with this last week. And of course, the clock will be replaced. We're going to put an operational one that faces out towards you, and the other ones are going to be all laminated copies of it. Because, all right, I don't even know. I can't even fix this in the print. So you have the marks at 12, 3, 6, and 9, and then they just split it in half right here. I can't even split that in half to make it right, because then that puts way too many minutes in the thing. So I'm not sure who did the on the clock. So I'll get that fixed. All these little things have to be fixed. So that is where we're sitting. Oh, one more thing here. I'll get this guy right here. I told you I was working on this. I'll put it over on the layout so you can get an idea of the size. So here is the C shape of it. All three sides together. I showed you one side last week. I've puttied everything here on the sides, and it's all sanded. I just have this one line right here left to putty, and by the time you see this next, it will be painted the color it's going to get painted, and we'll kind of have it in place, and then I'll start working on the windows, because this is going to be one of these that's going to have all those staggered window shades, partially open, partially closed, all that kind of stuff, with some that are going to be blocked out with the black, just so you can't see lights when we have lights turned on, but you'll still see the shades. So that's all coming. We've got the back panel for it. It's right here, and that I'm making this out of the back. I'll have the like I mentioned last time, we'll have the panel on with all of the electrical, all the mechanical components right here, the elevator shaft components, the air conditioning, all that. And then on the right side of the top, we're going to have a green space up here for the people that either work or live in the building, depending on what we decide on this. And that'll look good in the videos. Let me bring this over, and I'll show you how nice this looks in comparison to the old one that we had on here. So there we go. So you can see how much taller that is. And I got all of my little, these are all my little bits of 0.03 by 0.04 pieces of PLA that I'm going to change. This one I'm going to be putting ribbing down between each set of windows right here, and then I'm going to move this over that way. This one is going to go right where this one is. I'm going to make a bigger complex right here, and this will change the outside look of this. And I'm going to change this cap up here. The capstone up here is going to be, I'm going to change the detailing on that so it won't look like this anymore. So that looks, I'm really happy with how this is in comparison to the height of this one. It's more natural, and the reason we're starting to go bigger with these is because the station was so large when it was sitting right here. We still have yet to do this. I'm hoping by the next time we have an actual build session that we sit around and build, that the big, huge 3-foot, 2-tower building will be sitting back here. Background will be sitting back here. So that should be coming pretty soon. So anyway, again, those that if you weren't here when we started, there's the B unit that I was working on. I'll just kind of do a quick walk back through everything right here. And then, of course, the stuff we got from the Menards that we showed in that earlier video. And then all the benchwork down here. And the benchwork to come. Like I said, I picked up all the shelves today that I needed, the planking that I needed today to finish all this, which will be done tomorrow. So we're just about to the point of being able to run the track across right here to hook up on the other side. And then I have to handle this disaster right here. This is all coming out, cutting these shelves down. They're going over here, and they're going over here. And then I've priced it out, this back wall right here. After this is all cleared out, I'm building a big storage unit right here that's only going to be 6 inches deep. I'm going to use 1x6 wood. I found it's really cheap at Menards. It's, I think, $3 a section for an 8-foot long section. And I'll be able to run shelves. I'm going to do 10 shelves with a divider in the middle right here. That's going to go across. We're going to have room on the top for at the bottom for the HO scale, and then the end scale will be everything else. So this way, for now, since we have all of this here for running, I'm going to get everything out. And I'm tired of all of my cars being sitting like right now. All of my end scale cars are sitting on this shelf right here, and I want them to be where I can get to them easier. And a lot of my HO stuff is sitting underneath paper towels here and paper towels here. And I'll be, this right here, I'll show this probably the next time. I have a beautiful, right back here underneath this, I've got 2 flat cars that I did a World War II B-25 Mitchell plane that was like supposedly for like a museum restoration. It's sitting on both flat cars, the fuselage, Whole fuselage is on one. The wings are on another. The wings and the motor, the props and motors are on another. Engines, and I can't remember what's on with the fuselage. But anyway, it's all rusted, and it looks like it's been sitting in a field forever. And so it's the theory on it was it was heading off to a museum to be restored. So you get to see all of that, all these little things that I've had. You're going to get to see running around on this layout down here when we get that done. All right, so I think I've pretty well caught you up on everything that we have going. Like I said, all the new buildings that are in place. We have about maybe another 8 skyscrapers to go that we've got to print off and get done before I'll start painting here, though. You're going to really start to see it coming together pretty fast now with the painting. Once I get past all of this, get rid of that, then I'm good. So I'm going to get this out of the way. There we go. All right, and again, after I get these shelves cut, next time we get together, I'll have all of this in place, and hopefully I'll have the tower built right here, that'll supply everything right here for the tops of the silos. And then that's it. We're going to be to the point here fairly soon. Once I establish where I want my open pit mine for those trucks we just showed, back here, I'm going to start laying track up here. Track will be down here. The funny part about this is the HO is probably going to be running quicker than up here because there's a lot less going on down here. This is mostly just to showcase being able to run trains, have some fun with that, trying out new equipment that I get, and just having a nice city scene for it to run in, with maybe like this being haha Denver and this being the mountains over here back against this wall, so that it, I can get some really nice shots right through here. So I'm going to set this back down. Get this all moved out of the way. Get that set like that. All right. So I think we are just about caught up with everything. Make sure I got this all right. Yes. All right. So next Sunday, the way it's going to work at the train show is we will go to the show on, we'll get there early. That one you can pay to get in early too, and I always do. So we're going to go early enough so I can go get all the videos I want to get everything, buy some deals, buy some deals, do that kind of stuff. And then we're going to check throughout the building, make sure we have signal in that one, unlike the one we just did. And if we do, we will schedule probably around 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. We will schedule when we will do the live session at the train show, factoring in how much more time we need just to do our personal stuff there before we do that. So look for a notice about that. And we'll have a notice up probably Saturday night reminding everybody that we will be there, but we're not going to guarantee that we're going to be able to do it until Sunday morning. And we'll give you at least 3-4 hours before we go live on it, so that you'll have time if you do want to come and see what that train show is all like, because we're going to go around. We know a lot of people at this one, so we're going to go talk to a bunch of people. There's some guys there that make some fantastic stuff. I hope they come back this year. There's a guy there that does the hot metal cars for the steel mills, and what he does is he has a system that he puts into them that gives a beautiful glow. He has it where it looks like the hot metal down inside the cars. So we're hoping to catch up with him next weekend and see if he's got anything new, or if he wants to talk about those kind of things. And there's a few other guys there that manufacture some other different things, some lighting kits, electronics, stuff like that. So we're going to go just see if they want to talk about it. And again, like we've said before in the past, we aren't sponsored by anybody, so we're just showing you what we see and what we like and what we use. It has nothing to do with any financial gain for us whatsoever. So we just hope you want to come along and see the show with us. It gets a last couple of years they get a really good O-scale Lego layout. It's I think it's about maybe 10-12 foot by probably about 8, and they've got monstrous 5 foot tall wind turbines that are operational. And I don't know if we talked about this last week or not, but they've got a great Southern Pacific daylight set, all the cars, everything, and then they've got some really good diesels. So we will be doing that. We're going to be filming all that in the live in addition to getting the videos. We are putting up a lot of videos over the next couple of weeks as we're doing our push on our on the stuff on our live video, on our long videos. So you're going to see a bunch of stuff for the past train, that last train show we went to. There's really good videos coming up on that. We got some really good run videos. The guys were really great at the layouts. They were, even though they were standing outside the layout operating, they knew what I was doing, and I didn't even ask. I was just kind of coming along. I wasn't being rude about it because they got out of the way like 10, 12 feet before I even got to them. Because I always look ahead of me when I'm going along with the camera, making sure I don't bother anybody. If I do, I go around behind them. But they were great. They just backed up and they just kind of ushered me through with a big smile. So I was able to get some fantastic videos. We put one up last week, and it was an Iowa Interstate diesel heritage unit, and I followed that completely around the layout, and it just came out great. It looks like you're a rail fan driving along beside on a highway and having one of your friends take a video out the back seat or something. So that's what it came out looking like. So we've got, I think, about 6 or 8 of those with different trains, both in HO and in. The 2 layouts were side by side, so we'll be putting all of that up here pretty soon. We've got some build stuff coming. I will have some build videos on this that won't have all the expletives in it. That you'll be able to see some of the progress that we've done down here. That's all coming up this week on videos. We've got some more product highlight things coming. I think that's, well, and also the builds like I talked about here. We'll have, I'll probably on this big tall building on the N-scale tall one here, I'll probably do a short video of it. I've already got part of it with showing the sanding and gluing it all together, so I'll probably be putting the video up of it after I get it painted, base painted.
Jeff says hello.
Well, hello, Jeff. How are you today? Hope you're doing good. It's hot here. We've been dealing with unseasonable heat. Yesterday was, let's see, Friday was 91, yesterday was 88, today's about 86, when normally this time of year we're sitting in the 60s. So it's just been hot. We have a southern facing front, and when I was cutting all this wood, I was out on the front steps and it was warm. Got to sweating pretty good on that. So, but anyway, wherever you guys are, I hope you're doing good.
Jeff says it's 85 here in Illinois.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not too far from us. So yeah, you know the weather. This is not usual for this time of year, being that warm in Geneva, Illinois. So yeah, 80, 85, 86. It's just, I think normal averages this time of year is like 71 or 2. And we're dry. Boy, it's dry. So that's where we're going. So we have so 3 weeks. I guess it'd be 3 weeks. We have Train Fest coming in Milwaukee. That's an enormous show, absolutely enormous. They had to move it out of their location they did into a bigger location a couple of years back. They've been doing it for a long time. They have all the major manufacturers come there, showing off all the new stuff. There's only a few places, only a few shows like that get this kind of volume of manufacturers. Of course, the NMRA event. There's one back east. I can't remember the name of that one. And then, oh, okay. If you guys didn't hear the question, he says he'd love to connect with anybody. That his layout's always open to visitors. So that's wonderful. So if anybody sees this video when we archive it and put it back up, you want to get in touch with him. If you're in the area, I guess you got an invitation to come by and say hi and see the layout. And we will do the same thing when we get to the point of actually running and we have something for people to actually come and see. Otherwise, you're just looking at a mess right now. So, but that's only a couple months away. But anyway, we will be at the Train Fest, and we will be broadcasting there live. I think we're going to stay up there overnight, and we're going to do both days. They got a really good package deal for entry for the Train Fest. It's only $20 for the entire weekend. That's really good for a show. I think last year we counted, and there were at least 25 layouts. It's mostly big layouts. They have good clinics, but it's mostly big layouts and manufacturers. So it's kind of like the NMRA event. So we will be doing that. That's in 3 weeks. Of course, next weekend we're doing West Bend. Good stuff there. So you will be live with us at each of those. Now I know the one, I'm almost 100% positive, Train Fest, because we were looking stuff up inside to see, when we were deciding on buying some stuff. I'm pretty sure we were looking up stuff inside there to see if, comparable prices and things. So I'm pretty sure there was good connection there. So we will be,
Says he has a YouTube channel and he's been working on some scenery and buildings.
okay. So he made a comment again that he's been working, you've probably seen it pop up. But what he said was that he has his own YouTube channel where he's been working on scenery like we are. So go take a look at his as well. It never hurts to, people all have different ideas on how to build stuff and have, techniques they've developed. So we're always encouraging that. If people want to share, we have a place on our page where you can, on our channel, where you can share videos of your layouts, of anything you want to share. If you want to show how you weathered a car or how you did something, just put it up there. It's fine. So you've got that ability on ours as well. So there's so we will be doing those live feeds, and then I think after that we are done until Stevens Point, which is January. So we will have about 2 months off because it's early January that we do that. And then of course we have the Mad City Train show coming up in Madison. That will be that's a biggie. It's almost as big as Train Fest. Lots of layouts. So we're going to be getting a lot of videos coming, a lot of live stuff coming. So next week will be a really good test for us with the West Bend. I want to get all the bugs worked out at that one before we do a big show live, just to see how it goes. Because we'll talk to everybody first to see if they want to be interviewed or if they want to do anything, and if they do, then of course we'll do it in the live part of it. So I think that's about it for the day. Unless anybody has any other comments or anything, or questions about anything that we covered here. I don't think I'm sorry there wasn't more to show on the build side because we were in the construction side of it this week, but I'll have that wrapped up to where I'll be able to get back to the build side of it because I really want to get this station fixed from the damage, and I want to get these other parts done here, and I want to get back to printing the large scale buildings. I'd really like to get this upper level, at least have one loop working on it, but I've got to get this mess over here taken care of first that I just showed you. Once I've done that and I get the display case built, that's only about maybe a 4 or 5 day project to get that done, so I can just get everything up and neat. Then I can get these jump tracks across right here that are going to go between this U shape that I'm sitting in, so that we can just hook everything up to where we can do the running that we want to do. So,
He was just up there at Plumber and Brick Project.
oh, Plover, yeah.
Looking to put a panel together on my channel.
Okay. I don't know if Gabe has heard anything about that or not. He's I don't know if anybody saw the comments come through or not. If it's but he was talking about how Plover is. You maybe wonder about Plover. He said he was up in Plover. That's real close to Stevens Point. That's like, I don't know, 7 miles apart. We usually stay in Plover and go do the show in Stevens Point. So it's all basically the same area. Beautiful area of the country up there. Gorgeous. It's like right before you get to the northern woods in Wisconsin. So that's where we're going to be. We're going to be traveling a lot. We're going to be. Oh, I did want to mention. I mentioned at the beginning that we're really pushing hard right now on getting the hours that we need to get with YouTube and getting the content built up there. We're almost at 1,000 videos now. We've got close to, I think it was 1,100,000 views at this stage. When you go click on our thing, it's only going to show you like 900,000, and it's running behind for some reason. When we go to our metrics page and we see all of our numbers and everything, it shows us at almost 1,100,000. But we're going to be putting a video up about that, a thank you video about that up in the next day or two. And also reminding people to watch our longer videos, the 1 and 2 minute videos on our horizontals. But we're going to put a screenshot showing that we had crossed the 1 million view mark. And we've only been at this for, I keep forgetting what it is, 16 months, I think is what we've been at this, 15 or 16 months. And we're hoping to be, by the time Halloween gets around here, we're hoping to be hitting a lot of those other major milestones that you need to get to. So it's getting there, and I appreciate it. We thank you all for coming along with us on this, and I hope you've enjoyed and you've got some ideas. You've like we've done things like this on how easy that was, and to make it look like real rock. And I'm just so used to seeing it. It just I don't even pay attention to this kind of stuff anymore. But um, hopefully you got some good ideas on things. And as we go into the builds here and start showing how we do all this, the electronics, the animations, all of that, the because we're gonna have a lot of animated things going on. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do an automated road or not, maybe along the front here, along Railroad Avenue. We're thinking about doing that. I think it's knock that makes the system that you can have cars running and they can stop and start at different areas. So I'm thinking about maybe installing it underneath the road right here. Maybe make a loop through the avenue that goes underneath the elevated line and through the front Railroad Avenue.
Willow Creek also says hello.
Well, hello. We've seen you from time to time. Thanks for coming back. I hope you're doing well. We just had another hello shout out from somebody, so just watch those little notes and things that come up. So I think we may look into doing that kind of stuff, doing some more. But I know I'm going to be doing a lot of animated, and we're going to be doing a lot of Easter egg stuff in the city, um, from various shows, movies, shows, things like that. And what I'm going to do when we get to that kind of a stage is maybe once a month, after I've added a whole bunch of new stuff, we'll come in and we'll do a slow pan over the whole thing, a real slow pan, and we'll put in the description the new things to look for. Because, for example, I love South Park, so I'm thinking about putting the bus stop somewhere with the 4 kids, somewhere in the layout, so something like that. And maybe on the side of one of the buildings, we'll have Spider-Man on there. So there's going to be just different little things everywhere on both layouts. There was I don't know if I talked about this before, but Caboose Hobbies in Denver had a thing that was so cool before they closed down. They had a bunch of layouts on their showroom floor, and there was one. It could have been bigger than maybe like this by like that, and maybe that tall. And it was a hill. It was built in an old time like mining city with some modern homes and stuff also mixed in, and a road that went up it, and it had a little train that went around the bottom, beautifully scenic. And it had a zoo or a circus, I can't remember which, but a truck that was turned over on its side and was a cage truck, and it was supposedly filled with 100 monkeys. And it had a little list that said try to find the 100 monkeys, and it gave you some clues as to where they were, and you just kind of had to look through the whole layout and find all the monkeys. I thought that was the neatest thing ever. I used to love to go see that when we were in Denver. So I want to do something like that here. Not 100 monkeys, but we're going to be putting things up. I mean, I might have a monkey or two, but I don't even know if you'd even see them in scale. But we are going to be definitely doing some hidden things, some really cool things that will be, nods to certain things, scenes from certain movies or certain videos or stuff. So we're going to have all of that on here, and so probably once or twice a month we will put up a video, and we'll put a description saying find these, and then what we'll probably do is a follow-up video, maybe a week or so later, give people time to look at it, and then we'll kind of do the slow pan, and I'll just point. I'll say this is this. So if you missed it, you'll be able to see it. So we're probably going to be doing something like that. Not probably, I know we're going to be doing something like that. So that'll make it fun. We're trying to make this more interactive, and then there'll be, like I said, all the animations with it. I saw a really neat water fountain that a guy had in front of his building that the light effects on it made it look like it was water shooting up, even though it wasn't. And with the bottom, I want to put some of those kind of things around. Of course, all of the crossing gates will all be animated eventually. So it'll be really fun to do. So as we go, as we do it, we'll keep you guys up to date on everything. Each week we'll come in and we'll do a thing like this if we're not doing a build. The only reason I didn't really have a build is because I was fighting with this week. I was having a lot of issues, like I said, with the measurements and everything. Because this corner right here, I don't know if you can see it, there's a bump out right here. We have a house that's 130 years old, and this is a fireplace that goes down to the kitchen. And down here where this benchwork is, when you're working with pieces of planking that are cut certain sizes and you don't feel like running your saw along the whole length to cut it, you want to try to do everything by 1 foot sections by whatever, this was a real challenge trying to get it around this corner down here. I spent a day just getting this corner figured out, but it's done, and now the foam will be a lot easier. So there's just those kind of things that happen when you deal with a home this old. So that's where we're headed. I'm hoping to. I'm still on my time frame of having by Christmas having most of the main lines up and running now on both levels. So hopefully we will by Christmas have the 5 main lines here operational and the 2 main lines down below operational, so that we can start doing the run videos, the live run videos. Because I've just gotten to the point. I've just got so many things. Let me see here. See, I've got a whole set of these. Let me just grab this real quick. I've got these really great little shorty cars. Get under a light here. You can see I've weathered them all. Those are custom loads that I've put in. I really want to start getting these things out. I've been building these things for years and years, and I'd really like to start getting these things going, especially like my graffiti cars here that I really love doing, and I love how they come out. I just want to see those on an operational layout. So that's why I'm really going to push hard on this, because I would say probably 80% of my rolling stock right now is HO scale. N scale is starting to catch, and it will catch and pass it eventually, obviously, because of how much we're doing up here. But I do have a lot I do want to start running down here on this. So the days that I feel like just doing HO, I can just do HO. And then I built this at a level for my chair right here. It puts the lower level at about knee height, which is really nice, because then I can just bend over and work on the stuff just in my chair and not have to sit on the floor or anything. It's just a perfect height. So I'm trying to design things to make it easier, because I really learned the limitations on building this where I'm at now physically. I could have built this entire thing 6-7 years ago in half the time, maybe a third of the time. So things are slowing down a little bit. So I just need to have it where I can work on stuff a little easier. So that's where I'm getting to, and that'll just make it fun to watch and do. I'm looking forward to doing that and just setting the camera up for you guys and turning trains on and letting them roll. And we're real close. Like I said, probably 2 weeks this will be operational down here. Another probably a month this will be. So we're getting there. So if you guys have any more comments, this would be probably the time to do it. If you have any questions about what's coming, or if there's something you guys are ever looking for at a show, or you want us to keep an eye out for it, we'd be happy to. We can put you in touch with people, things like that. Or if you just want us to pick something up, I won't charge anything other than actual shipping and the cost of the item. I'll get a receipt from the people, so we can always do something like that if you don't travel to shows a lot. Especially if you've seen something on the live. You know, we start doing a live, you go, wow, there's something I've been looking for forever. Message us while we're there. We'll try to work a deal for you. Try to get it sent, get it to you. Let you know how much it is with the shipping. And again, we won't charge any extra for doing the service. You just go ahead and pay the actual shipping costs and the cost of the item. And so we're not out anything. We're happy to do it. I go to the post office almost every day when I'm shipping these things out right here, these orders for the customers on these buildings. So no problem. Be happy to do it. So anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up there, unless anybody has any questions or comments. But if you missed the first part of it, when we reviewed a bunch of this stuff, just go back and watch the video of it after we archive it. It'll be archived here almost instantly, and it'll be back up on the site here pretty fast. So that, I think, we'll probably we'll call it quits there for the day. And like I said, look, next week we'll do a notice on Saturday night about the live stream, and then Sunday morning we will give you a time. If we've got reception in there, which I'm sure we will, we'll give you the time we'll actually start the live stream. But again, this week coming up, really good videos. We're probably doing 2 to 3 a day of some really good stuff coming up from the last train show, and from some visits to some stores, and some of the build videos. So just keep track, and we'll keep at this, and I'll get my son in here to turn this off, and we'll just call it a wraps for the day. And I hope you guys had a good Sunday. I don't know if it's day there for you or night or whatever it is, but I hope it's good. Gabe, have you been listening? All right, well then come on in. We're done. Well, you know. So Not much I can say about that. But anyway, we'll let you guys know towards the end of the week about the other and look for all the great videos. So thanks for watching and have a great rest of the weekend.